this whole Antonio Brown, Bruce Arians situation. We're going to play detective here. You watch detective shows, right? Like Bosch. I grew up watching Columbo, Rockford Files. I love Bosch. It's probably my favorite thing on any streaming service is Bosch. And it's fun to play along, right? So what do detectives look for when they come into a crime scene or something, right? And he did it. No, he did it. What do they look for? Liars. Bosch looks in. Columbo comes in. Oh, no, that doesn't sound right. So let's look at Antonio Brown's history. He lies a lot. Recently, he created a fake vaccine card, lying. He lied about his helmet. Remember with the Raiders? He lied several times to a chef. The chef wouldn't back down. He stiffed him. I found 22 lies this morning. These are 3 or 4. And we have an apparent lie with Bruce Arians and Tampa Bay. So as a detective, I see some deception here with a person with a history of deception. I'll write that down. You ever notice they always carry a little thing? Detectives, and I'll write that down in their little pad. Okay, now, as a great detective, I'm going to look for a motive. Yeah, why would this guy lie? Story out this morning, validated, verified by multiple people, that Antonio Brown and his agent, he likes his money the week before the Jets game. He asked that some bonus money be guaranteed. And the Bucs said, no, you agree to a contract. It's bonus money. We didn't give you guaranteed money because of your past behavior. It's bonus money. We're not going to turn it into a guarantee. So the motive was, I'm mad. I want more targets. Now there's another motive and another story. The Buccaneers, Bruce Arians is saying, we'll get to his bite in a second, though, that this was all about targets. So now I have, as a detective, a deceptive person that lies a lot. A motive, he wanted more catches in this game. And before the game, he and his agent called the Bucs. I may not get to these catches, so can you just transfer it to guaranteed money? The Bucs said no. So now he's mad. So then what do you look for after you have lying and motives? You look for a pattern of behavior when the liar with motives doesn't get his way. I looked this up this morning. He had multiple outbursts in Pittsburgh, one specifically with Ben Roethlisberger, because Ben was throwing the ball to Juju Smith-Schuster too much. And at practice one day, AB threw a ball at Big Ben. Oh, he had an outburst when he wasn't getting his way in Oakland with Mike Mayock and grabbed a football and punted it. And then he had this outburst with the Jets. So now I have deceptive guy, multiple motives, and a pattern of behavior when liar with motives doesn't get his way. In fact, if you reversed it and just looked at his action, his pattern of behavior, you could go backwards and say, okay, so what action didn't he get? What was his motive and why did he lie? Because this is how he acts when he doesn't get his way after often lying and using a motive to get what he wants that he doesn't get. So you don't have to be Columbo here. This is easy stuff. Deception, motives, and a pattern of behavior. And it all gets synced up and linked up as Bruce Arians, who doesn't have a history of lying, would have no motive to lie, and doesn't have a pattern of behavior of nonsense if he doesn't get his own way. Okay, this does not take great detective work. This is basic police work. It's very basic stuff. Deception, motives, pattern of behavior. Not difficult. I mean, if you want to side with a guy with a history of all three, deception, motives, and erratic behavior, knock yourself out. But as the detective who runs this show, that's the guy I'm taking back to the department for questioning. All right, so Jim Harbaugh, according to stories, and Jim Harbaugh called me yesterday at home. This is very nice of Jim Harbaugh. Said very nice things. It's good to talk to Jim. We talked about his family. the Michigan football coach. According to Bruce Feldman at The Athletic, he's really good. He has very positive feelings about the Chicago Bears. So I have a rule in life. Don't ever get happier than happy. Like if you can be happy, you've hit it out of the park. Very few people are truly happy. We see studies. I mean, the pandemic's made it worse, right? Like how many people are happy today? Jim Harbaugh's happy. Be very careful about trying to get happier than happy. The problem with the Bears job, it's got anxiety written all over it because it's got more questions than answers. Doesn't matter if it's a marriage, it's a job, it's relationships. When you have more questions than answers, it creates anxiety for all of us. Bears at quarterback, most important position. I think Justin Fields is good, but he was bad a lot and hurt a lot. Offensive line, issues. Defense, old, needs to be rebuilt. GM, don't know him, don't like the looks of it. A lot of anxiety, a lot of questions, not a lot of answers. Michigan's nothing but answers. It is a top 10 to 12 program. It's the second best football program, in my opinion, and most opinions, in the Big Ten. He's got his quarterback next year. Cade McNamara's coming back. Has a young, excellent, very strong recruiting staff. They have recruiting momentum. And Jim's dad is right around the corner. And the kids leave the house and go over to Grandpa and hang out all the time. So life's good. When you're considering taking a new job, the stuff you got to think about is, does the job have answers or questions? And now I think Jim's a great coach, and I think Jim should be the number one candidate in the NFL, and I think he'd be very good in the NFL. I think he'd be great for the Raiders. I really do. I think he'd be perfect. And if he takes it, I get it. I get it. But that organization outside of Derek Carr similarly has a lot of questions. The owner, the GM, the roster, the division, Mahomes twice, Justin Herbert twice. What if Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver? So my advice would be, I know I was a detective earlier, but now I'm an agent. I like to have these scenarios in my life. Would be careful, Jim, leaving a place with answers where you're very well compensated and very happy for a place where two of those three will be true, but it's a bunch of questions. And it's be one thing now if Belichick retired, there's a lot of answers there. I even got a quarterback, though he may have a low ceiling. But for all these coaches that take these NFL jobs, most don't already have a great job. They're a coordinator. They're on the street. They've been fired. They've got an average college job. I think Harbaugh would be my first choice. I think he'd hit it out of the park in a lot of them. And I also agree that the transfer portal and the NIL in college football right now today is a bit of an unregulated mess. But I'd have a hard time leaving Michigan. I think a lot about this. It is, I get it. I would totally get it if he leaves. Totally get it. But man, there's a lot of happiness there, and there's a lot of answers there. Those are tough places to leave. I don't think Harbaugh knew it was my birthday when he called me. Would have been awesome if he called me for that, but he didn't. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.